What is up, everybody? It's Cobes here, and today I am back with another Fortnite video. In today's video, we're going to be ranking every single game mode from worst to best. There are 8 different game modes, but in my opinion, there'd probably only be 7 on this list. But I know if I don't add this 8th one, people are just going to leave a ton of comments and dislikes telling me that I forgot this one. But make sure you guys drop a like and drop a sub, and I'll continue making these Fortnite videos, even if you don't. But at our number 8 spot, this is the one I really didn't know if it should be added on the list. I'll get into why. But we have Shooting Test. So Shooting Test I thought was more of a beta than it really was any sort of game mode or event. And I heard from a couple different friends that this was going to be the new way Fortnite worked. So basically in the game mode, if you didn't know what it was, your ARs would have no bloom. It was like you're shooting a laser at your opponents, but you do a little bit less damage. So I'm assuming they were testing this out to see if people really love this new way of playing Fortnite with less bloom on the ARs. And I think they changed a little bit on the shotgun. Maybe it did more damage. You know how you shoot the shotgun and it does like 8 damage? Like, I think they changed that up a little bit so you do more damage with the shotgun as well. But the main thing that I realized was there was no bloom on the ARs and you did a little bit less damage. I think this one was an alright game mode. Trying it out was pretty cool. No bloom on ARs is awesome, but I had to give this one that number 8 spot. At our number 7 spot, we have 20 versus 20. 20 versus 20 was one of the worst game modes. If Shooting Test wasn't on this list, I would have to give it to 20v20, but I think 20v20 is at least a little bit different than just Shooting Test, which was basically the regular game, except for a few tweaks here and there. But 20v20 was the laggiest game mode. I did not enjoy it because whoever landed at Tilted would not win the game. Prove me wrong. Even if you cleared out Tilted, your whole team cleared out Tilted, let's say, not your whole team, let's say you had 15 members left on your team. That means you're going to be facing 2 groups of 20 most likely, because those 2 groups would have landed at different locations. They would be all looted up. They would have more health than you collectively and more people alive. I thought that was very annoying, so you couldn't really rush into Tilted. But if your team selected Tilted, you were basically screwed. Every time they were selecting Tilted, whenever I saw that check mark on Tilted, I was like, fuck, no, switch it. And you'd try to click somewhere else besides Tilted, but it would never work, because after there was like 2 or 3 clicks there, you knew you had to drop in with your teammates. And if you didn't, you just get surrounded so hardcore, and you just wouldn't win. But all in all, I did not like this gameplay, this game mode, or the gameplay inside this game mode at all. I never had an enjoyable moment. I did not win a single game, and I don't think I'm a horrible player, but you can't really get 19 of your teammates to help you out if they're all just below average. For our number 6 spot, we have Sneaky Silencer. Sneaky Silencer, you might not have even known was a game mode, just because I don't think many people played it. But basically, you'd have a ton of bushes from the chest, and then you'd have those silenced weapons. I don't really know exactly what their plan was with this game mode. I think it was a horrible idea, all in all. People were camping in bushes. You'd have to check every bush, and I personally hate running with the bush because I cannot see. I cannot see out of a bush. Maybe I'm just being a little baby, but I just did not like Sneaky Silencer at all. You were running around with weapons that were really only good at close range. Maybe if they added like a sniper, maybe a silenced AR, this game mode could have been great. That would have been a great time to implement a new gun like a sniper or a AR, maybe even a shotgun that was silenced. That'd be all awesome to see in Fortnite. But sadly, they didn't do that, and I just don't think this game mode was for me. Maybe some of you out there like to play it a little bit slower, and you like to get the drop on people, you know, sneak up on them as a bush. I think that could be fun, but again, it's just not for me. At our number 5 spot, we have 50v50. I think 50v50 was better than 20v20 by far. But after a couple games, I just got kind of bored of it because my team would usually win. And if I just win over and over again and the stats aren't counting, I would rather just go play a game mode that actually counts my stats. And that's why the top 2 ones are game modes that actually counted towards my stats. Maybe that's why they got it, but I think overall they were great game modes, even if they didn't. So does that really play any role in whether it's going to be higher up on your list? Whether it counts in your stats or not? I feel like that's an awesome way to have people play events. If they know it's not going to be counted in the stats, I feel like less people will play, especially the higher tier players. I'm not saying I'm one necessarily, but I think a lot of other higher tier players would rather get those stats up a little bit if they're going to play. But 50v50 was just an all-out, like, whoever built the biggest base at the end would win typically. If it was like a 20v10, you're going to win no matter what. I don't think, for the most part, I've ever seen anyone win like when they're down by 5 to 10 people. It's just not going to happen for the most part. So if you have that disadvantage at the end, you're most likely going to lose, but I guess that can be fun trying to fight your way back and get that victory. At our number 4 spot, we actually have a game mode that someone changed my mind on. We have snipers only. I think snipers only is a good spot right here at this number 4 spot, but everyone was complaining about how snipers only was basically revolvers only, but I would have to disagree. At long range, everyone was using the sniper, and if they didn't have revolvers in this game mode, I feel like you would just be running around super close range trying to no-scope someone, which just isn't really fun for anyone, I don't think. I think sniper only needed to have revolvers in them. It would be awesome to see it again with hand cannons as well. Maybe they could do hand cannon and executioner game mode. I would love to play that. But I think this game mode needed executioners, and I didn't play this one too much just because I heard all of the hate on it. But now that I look back on it and actually think about how difficult and unskilled it would be if everyone was just up close and personal no-scoping people, I just don't see that working out too well, and I feel like people are being way too hard on this game mode. Tell me what you think though. At our number 3 spot, we have high explosives. High explosives, I did not play this game mode, and I really wish I would have. I honestly love the RPG and grenade launcher. The one problem I've seen from gameplay is not having enough rockets after a little bit, and the squad mode, that's all you could play. You couldn't play solo mode, which I personally would love to play because I'm typically a solo player. I don't really run with a duo or squad very often. So if this was a solo gameplay, maybe it would be higher up on my list, but I love RPGs, I love explosives. What do you guys think about this game mode? I think this one could have been higher up on my list. If I would have played it, maybe it would have been at the number 2 or 1 spot. But the number 2 and 1 spot are very controversial, so tell me what you think is the best, but I have to give it to my personal favorite, but let's get into that in a sec. So at our number 2 spot, I think we have one of the best game modes in Fortnite, and I would love to see it implemented forever, permanently. We have Blitz. I think Blitz is an all-around fan favorite, but I have to give it to something else at our number 1 spot. Blitz definitely changed this game up, and I feel like people might be a little disappointed playing the regular game mode after this because it's just not going to be as fast-paced as Blitz ever was. Blitz is the most fast-paced, crazy-ass gameplay you can ever play in a game. You get basically unlimited resources, which is amazing for building because I love getting into those huge base building battles. And then you get better loot from each chest or each house you go into. So you're going to be finding better guns, more RPGs, more scars every time you go into a house. I honestly love that about this game. And I don't know, guys. This was hard. This was hard to give a number 2 spot to because I felt like this one easily could have been number 1. But I decided to give our number 1 spot to Gold Mode. Gold Mode was absolutely amazing. I love running around with the best weapons inside the game. One thing I think they did really well about this mode, not many RPGs or grenade launchers were found in chests. They were only really found in supply drops. I felt like they hit it home perfectly with that. You don't want to have just endless RPGs, or that would just be pretty similar to high explosives, which I think is a good game mode. But I want to see differences in these game modes, so that's why I think Gold Mode is the best. It doesn't have a ton of RPGs, but you're really going to be able to test out your gun skills against any opponent. You're gonna see who's better because you all have those golden scars. However, there was no solo mode in this, which did suck. I wish there was solo mode. I would have been destructive. I don't know if I would have lost a single game. The scar was running rampant in this, but honestly, I love using the scar, and I cannot complain about this game mode at all. I absolutely loved it. I hope they bring it back. I think gold mode, blitz, high explosives, and then sniper only. I want them to bring all of those back eventually. Sniper only, I think they should add hand cannons in it next time. Maybe they could add executioner and hand cannon only. Tell me what you guys think about that idea. I would personally love it because I love using those two guns when you can just shoot the executioner, switch to the hand cannon, shoot it, switch back, switch back, switch back. I love doing that, and I can't really do it in regular gameplay just because I'll get sprayed down or shotgun to death very quickly. High explosives, what I think they could change about that, add more rockets into it. I really think they could do that easily. And maybe make it so resources are a little bit easier to come by. Blitz mode, I think, is almost perfect. I don't know what I would change about it, but there's probably some things if I really thought about it. In gold mode, I think they did it perfectly. I absolutely love that game mode. So I don't know if I would change a single thing about that. Maybe add like a gold executioner. That would be pretty funny to see. Or like a gold shotgun, which there is, a gold heavy shotgun. So I'd love to see that game mode back with shotguns, even though I feel like it was a shotgun-less game mode, a shotgun-less game mode, which was pretty fun as well. So I think gold mode was easily the best game mode. Blitz was very close behind though. But thanks guys for watching. Tell me your list. If you disagreed with me, drop a dislike. It's all good. I understand. Bye-bye.